She ripped my hearing off like it was nothing. I walked into class and everything seemed normal until it wasn't. The substitute teacher stood at the front, and the second she locked eyes on me, I knew something was off. See, I've been deaf since birth. When I was 9, my parents got me cochlear implants. They don't make everything perfect, but they let me function in places where nobody knows sign language. At home, we sign. At school, I rely on my implants to hear lectures, group work, hallway noise. Without them, the world just falls into dark, hollow silence. That day, I wore a beanie to keep my CI transmitters secure, like I had 100 times before. My regular teachers knew. They understood. But we had a substitute. She saw something by my ears and assumed the worst. Headphones. She marched right up and told me to take them off or she'd write me up for breaking school rules. I stayed calm, took off my beanie, showed her the devices, told her they were cochlear implants, explained carefully that they helped me hear. She didn't even look at them, just squinted at me like I was lying, called it a pretty weak excuse. I told her again, they were medical devices. I was deaf. I needed them to stay in the conversation. She rolled her eyes and walked away. I thought that was the end of it, but a few minutes later, I felt movement behind me, and before I could even turn, she yanked both implants off my head, and the world went silent, dead silent. I froze. My hands started shaking. I jumped up, heart hammering in my chest, and yelled at her to stop, but I couldn't even tell how loud I was. I couldn't hear anything. Panic set in. I lunged to grab my implants back, not thinking about anything except saving them, before she broke them, before she lost them. She screamed that I had attacked her. I shouted back that she took my hearing. The whole class just stared. Some kids pulled out their phones. Then the principal walked in. He started talking, but I couldn't hear a word. I pointed frantically at my ears, tried mouthing, "I can't hear," over and over, but he didn't get it. He just looked at me, then at her, then asked her what happened. I stood there, deaf, isolated, cut off, while they made up whatever story they wanted. Finally, someone handed me my implants. I clipped them back on with trembling hands. The principal said they'd handle it appropriately. I thought that meant her, not me. But then he handed me a piece of paper. Suspension for escalating the situation and physically grabbing a teacher. I just stood there, stunned. When I got home, I told my dad everything. He didn't say a word at first, just stood up, pulled out his phone, and said he was calling a lawyer. He told me he wasn't about to let them turn his son into the villain because someone couldn't tell the difference between earbuds and assistive devices. The school said the teacher would be placed on leave pending review, but my suspension stayed on my record. Later, the vice principal told me I could avoid further penalties if I wrote an apology letter to the teacher. So I wrote it because I just wanted the nightmare to end, but I didn't sign it, and I don't know if I ever will.